Embarrassing lowlights from WNBA All-Star Game has racked up over 2 million views. They are that bad.
The WNBA All-Star highlights are incredible. Pulling up from near half court and almost hitting the rim. This lob almost turned into the greatest and only two-handed dunk in WNBA history. Crossing up defenders, lobbing the ball off the backboard, if only somebody was there to throw it down. The layup packages were insane. The double pump Heezy Eat Lay will be in highlight reels for years to come. Let's talk about the teamwork. The passing was marvelous. Sharing the ball, almost converting, unbelievable passes. A'ja Wilson is the MVP for a reason, clearly. How about the dribbling display and shot making? This jumper came oh so close to hitting the rim. This is where Angel Reese shines. She blows past all the defenders down the court, but is met at the rim by A'ja Wilson, blocking the shot without even jumping. Wemby is literally shaking in his boots. Even Reese knew she's about to be on posters with this one. She was so shocked she tripped over her own feet. What an athlete. Just bodying people down low for boards and the putbacks. This was truly a one-of-one event, folks.
That's how bad it was. Bloopies all over the place. A true disgrace to basketball. Basketball of all ages, from as young as 5 to the NBA, to the pros, to intramural, to a men's league, to adult league, to senior league. You name it. It was bad news bears. It was bad news bears.
19,783 people showed up. That is not a typo. That is a WNBA All-Star record. The biggest crowd this event has ever pulled in its entire history. Fans paid real money, took time off work. Some of them flew into Chicago just for this one weekend, all to watch what was supposed to be the best of the best going head-to-head on a stage the league has never had before. And then the game actually started.
So this play about summed up the WNBA All-Star Game. Angel Reese, new pink hair, driving, sort of. A'ja Wilson standing there, arms kind of up, to do so, holds her hand over her mouth, sort of gasps. The two of them have a laugh about it, all the way back down the floor, and A'ja seems to be apologizing, tapping into his scores. That video, Miles Ehrlich took that video, and it's I'm not saying that to take any shots at anybody specifically. It's just the effort in the All-Star Game, and this is not a WNBA exclusive thing. It's become a problem really across all sports, or I don't even know if you say a problem. The WNBA players get no break, really, when you think about it, so you understand it to a certain extent, but you'd like to see a little bit more, just a bit more.
Within minutes, it was obvious something was off. Players were not playing defense. Not a little less defense, basically none at all. One fan summed it up on social media in 4 words. No defense. Trash AF. And honestly, that is being generous compared to what a lot of people were saying by the third quarter, once it became clear this was not going to turn into a real contest at any point in the night.
Now, I watched some of this game, and I have to be honest with you. It is boring. It is just boring. You can tell the players ain't playing for real. You can tell that they really ain't into it. And at this point, for the WNBA to already be kind of struggling with ratings, you would think that they would have made it their mission to go out there and put on for the fans. And unfortunately, we did not get that today. They're not putting on for the fans. Now, I am completely disappointed with all of this.
The final was 129 to 122. Team Spoon over Team Coop, and the game was basically decided by whoever could jack up more threes without anyone bothering to contest them. Out of 225 total shot attempts in that game, 127 of them, more than half, came from behind the arc. That is not all-star basketball. That is a layup line and a three-point shootout with a scoreboard running in the background, dressed up to look like a real matchup.
Really? Really? That's the effort we're getting? That's the effort y'all are going to give the fans. Fans that pay nearly $400 for a ticket. That's the embarrassing, piss-poor effort y'all are going to give them in an All-Star game. At this game, cancel the All-Star game. At this rate, cancel the All-Star game. Name people All-Stars, mail them an award, and keep the regular season going. This is trash. This is straight up trash. You know it's bad. And I knew during the live stream, shout out to everybody that joined for the live stream. I knew I wasn't tripping when I saw Caitlin Clark on the way to halftime call out the All-Stars for giving a trash performance and trash effort for the fans. This is disgusting. You would think they would learn better after the trash show they put on last year after running around talking about pay us what you owe. This was garbage.
You would think with that many threes flying, at least the highlights would be worth something. That is usually how these things go. Bad defense means somebody gets a poster dunk, somebody breaks an ankle on a crossover, somebody puts on a show worth clipping and reposting 100 times. Instead, fans got a parade of contested by nobody jumpers that started blending together by halftime. There was no signature moment, no play people were going to be talking about on Monday. Just three after three after three off the same broken defensive coverage over and over.
The All-Star Game have racked up over 2 million views. They're that bad. The article starts out, this was a hard watch. A video labeled as highlights from the 2026 WNBA All-Star Game is spreading for all the wrong reasons. The clip focuses on missed shots, turnovers, and awkward sequences instead of elite plays. It has already cleared 2 million views, and that was at 2:00 p.m. So I'm assuming by now we're nearing the 3 million mark if we haven't eclipsed it.
The WNBA All-Star Game was humiliating. And inside that is something that stuck with a lot of people. That some of these players are getting paid 6 and 7 figures and were playing at a level you would expect from an 8th grade scrimmage. That is a rough thing to say out loud. But when the tape is right there for anyone to watch, frame by frame, it is hard to argue with it.
The fact that the person that y'all claim doesn't play any defense at all came out at the WNBA All-Star Game and actually was trying to play defense, and nobody else was. So tell you all you need to know about the WNBA All-Star Game last night. That was probably one of the most despicable performances I've seen go around. And it's for the simple fact that y'all ain't there yet. Y'all are not good enough to go out there and half-ass, not even half-ass, quarter-ass your way through a game when you have fans that are trying to buy into your league and stay. Like, y'all ain't do shit yet. Y'all like to compare it to the NBA. The NBA does this and their All-Star Game, and they keep trying to make changes to put out a better product. At least they keep trying every year. Like, let's do this, that. But even then, the NBA made it. They have made it. Y'all think y'all made it because y'all got y'all little contract last year. Y'all think that y'all league is fucking financially and just set for fucking life. As quick as you get it, you can lose it. Y'all have been subsidized by the NBA for so long. You will think that y'all will go out there and put out at least a decent product. Nobody said y'all have to play hard. But god damn it, y'all are throwing alley hoops. When y'all ever caught alley hoop before y'all?
And it was not just one angry account either. One thread on the WNBA subreddit called the whole thing an uncompetitive mess, pointing out the score ballooned to a pace closer to 143 to 127 territory in under 40 minutes of actual game time, with gimmicky 4-point shot attempts sprinkled in just to keep people watching something, anything, that resembled stakes. When your own diehard fan base, the people who show up every single season no matter what, starts calling the showcase event boring, that is not a hater problem. That is a product problem. And it is one the league cannot just wave away as noise from outsiders.
We did also hear that from Caitlin. Like, she seemed kind of frustrated, and I saw clips of this when it was on the broadcast. Like, she felt kind of frustrated that they weren't playing competitively and they weren't playing defense and all these types of things. And it really only takes a couple players to pick up the pace for the All-Star Game to improve, because we saw that in the NBA All-Star Game. Like, Victor Wembanyama really set the tone, and from that, then Anthony Edwards kind of followed suit, and then other players followed suit, because if a couple people are playing really competitively, everybody on that court is a professional athlete, so they're also going to be.
Now here's where this story gets a layer that makes it sting even more. Because just one night before the actual game, on All-Star Friday, things were already going sideways. Friday night is supposed to be the appetizer, the skills competitions, the three-point contest, the dunk stuff, the fun stuff that gets people hyped for Saturday and gets casual viewers excited to tune back in. Instead, people walked away from Friday already unimpressed, which meant Saturday had to save the whole weekend on its own.
And I get it. You're worried about making the playoffs. It's the second half of the season. You're worried about getting hurt. You're trying to win a championship. You're not looking at it like, okay, this All-Star Game makes or breaks us. But at the end of the day, coming from a fan perspective, the tickets are at least $400 a pop. People are basing their entire weekend around the All-Star Game. So they're getting a ticket, that's $400. They're flying in, they're getting hotels, they're partying. You're looking at like a potential anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000 for the weekend. You can at least put on a game. And then not to mention, you got so many people paying attention to this weekend. They said over 19,000 people went to the game. Like, why would you not?
It did not save anything. If anything, it made the whole weekend worse, because now instead of one bad night, fans were sitting on 2 nights in a row where the entertainment value just was not there. And when you stack that against the fact that this was supposed to be the crown jewel weekend of the WNBA calendar, the one time a year the league gets a national spotlight this big, that back-to-back letdown hits differently than a normal quiet Tuesday game in February would. So now let's bring Caitlin Clark into this, because her name is at the center of why this whole situation feels so much worse than a normal bad exhibition game. Before this All-Star Weekend, Clark had been vocal, publicly, about wanting the players to actually give fans a real product. That is not a small thing for a player to say out loud on national television, especially during a weekend where the unwritten rule has always been to just relax and let loose a little.
So we're going to start right here, man, with Caitlin just coming out and knocking down shot for shot. Going crazy. Got this steal right here. Give me that ski mask on early. On early. Easy bucket. Easy lay at the other end. And like I stated, they weren't really playing defense, so people weren't really appreciating that. It was like, man, hey, man, play some defense, man. They were just out there playing fence. No D, nothing on it. Just fence. And after the missed shot here, I'm just speeding up a little bit. Air ball, and then Caitlin came down and knocked down a deep logo 3. Just watch this. Olivia just handed off, shooting it from the hash mark. Bang! Woo, woo.
And to her credit, she actually backed it up. Clark scored the game's first bucket off a steal, hustled around the perimeter, and finished the night with 17 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal, all while playing for Team Spoon in that 129-122 win. At her post-game press conference, she even called the whole thing a unique experience, since this was technically her first fully competitive All-Star game after 2 prior appearances that did not go the same way for her, health-wise. She showed up wanting a real game. She played like she wanted a real game. And for a stretch of that night, watching her hustle around while everyone else jogged, it almost looked like she was the only one who read the room correctly.
Okay, man, in that first half, she was trying to get her people a show. And you can hear right here that she was calling out players like, hey, man, look, we got to get these folks a show. They're paying good money to be in this arena. I'm talking about in the thousands, dog. They're paying in the thousands to see this game. You got to give them something. Listen to this.
I'm going to you next because you set the tone right out of the gate. You came out firing and kind of pick it up.
I think we should pick it up more. Come on, let's play a little bit.
Play a little bit. I like it. It has set a different tone. Why did you want to do that?
I mean, I think these fans, like, they pay a lot of money to get in the door. Like, let's not just walk around. Like, we don't need to go 100%, but like, let's pick it up and have some fun for them.
Okay, your team was down by 10. Now you've taken a big lead. How do you tend to set that tone for the second half here, Becca?
I'm going to keep going. You keep going. Let's go.
In the second half. Okay, I like the energy.
But here is the problem. One player playing hard does not fix a game where almost everybody else treated defense like a suggestion rather than a requirement. ESPN actually went through and graded every single player from that night. And while a handful, including MVP Jonquel Jones, pulled in A-plus marks, plenty of others did not exactly walk away looking great once people actually broke down the tape possession by possession. When your own broadcast partner has to grade the effort level of an exhibition game, almost like a report card for kids who did not do the homework, you already know the vibe going in was not good, and everyone watching could feel it too. So think about the full picture here for a second. You get one of the most talked about, this was genuinely hard to watch All-Star games in recent memory. That is not a coincidence. People are going to just shrug off and forget by next week. That is the exact scenario she warned about playing out in real time in front of a record crowd on national television, with millions of people watching from home who had never watched a WNBA game before in their life.
WNBA All-Star Game moments draw heavy criticism. The video strings together several plays that look far from All-Star level. Players airball open looks and lose the ball on simple drives. Defensive rotations arrive late or not at all. One sequence shows a wide open 3 that clanks off the side of the rim. Another captures a pass that sails out of bounds with no defender nearby. The crowd reactions in the background only amplify the misses. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got it. WNBA 2026 All-Star highlights. Oh boy. Let's see.
Oh, Stewart tips it alive. Williams from 4-point range.
Ty Young almost subbed the man. We were down by 11. She threw that up. She knew who she wanted to pass it. Oh.
Jonquel up to 10 points. Howard takes it right back. What a pass from NECA. Asia Wilson can't finish it. Clark gives it underneath, and then Wilson. You have been isolated on Caitlin.
And this is where it gets almost ironic in a frustrating way. The game pulled in 3.44 million viewers, making it one of the most watched WNBA broadcasts on record. Record crowd in the building, record numbers on television. This was, without much argument, the single biggest audience the WNBA All-Star brand has ever had, at least in recent memory, for a live setting like this one. And instead of that massive audience getting the best version of women's professional basketball that the league could put on the floor, a huge chunk of them got a game where nobody wanted to play defense, and more than half the shots came from 30 feet out with a hand nowhere near the shooter dot. More eyes were on this league at one single moment than almost ever before in its history, and the product on the floor did not come anywhere close to matching the size of the audience that showed up to watch it. That mismatch is the entire story here, and it is not something a highlight reel edit can quietly fix after the fact.
Angel Reese went for a layup one time. Went for a layup, and Angel Wilson didn't even jump and blocked her shot. Angel Reese jumped higher. She jumped higher after the Dominique Malonga dunk than she did and on any effort on the play to score her own basket all year. She jumps high on offensive rebounds. She actually jumps on those plays. But that's not what you want to show as a league, that y'all are growing. Like, it's laughable to me because, and I get it, it's an all-star game, nobody wants to get hurt. But what made the NBA great is that, and they didn't like go at it fully in the 90s and 80s, but there was a time when you're like, okay, let's go. You mono, we mono. What the best the league has to offer? We want to see it. What do you got? Let's go. Paige Beckers against Caitlin. Caitlin against Miles, against Kelsey, against we want to see the bigs, we want to see Asia. We gotta wait just for regular season to see that. No, we want you to see it. And the special event, people are paying a lot of money.
By the time the final buzzer went off, the internet had already turned it into a running joke. Memes started flying within minutes. Clips of wide open shots and players jogging back on defense got clipped up and reposted with captions mocking the whole event. And pretty soon, WNBA All-Star Humiliation was doing rounds well outside of just basketball circles. That is the part that should worry people who actually care about this league growing long-term. It did not go viral because of an amazing crossover, or a poster dunk, or a buzzer beater that got replayed 1,000 times. It went viral because it was bad, and bad content spreads just as fast, sometimes faster, than good content ever does online, especially when it is this easy to clip and mock.
Hey Asia, Kareem Copeland, ESPN. I want to ask about two moments. Have you ever blocked a shot that you didn't mean to block?
Right. Angel was not supposed to do that. I was trying to get out of the way. I do not like to block shots during All-Star games because what am I doing? So yeah, no, I've never had that happen to me, and I'm so sorry.
Even in the post-game press conference, when reporters brought up the lack of defense directly, the answers felt like exactly what you would expect from an exhibition game mindset. Players laughing it off, calling it fun, saying that is just what All-Star Weekend is supposed to look like. And look, in a normal year, with a normal amount of attention on the league, maybe that answer flies just fine. Nobody expects finals-level intensity from an All-Star game. That is true in the NBA too. And honestly, the NBA gets clowned for the exact same thing basically every single year without fail. When you have that kind of spotlight sitting on you, the margin for a lazy, defense-optional showcase gets a whole lot smaller, whether players want to admit that pressure exists or not. Casual fans who tuned in for the first time, the ones who came because they heard about the attendance record or wanted to see what all the internet noise was about, walked away from that broadcast with one clear impression. And that impression was not, wow, these are the best players in the world going at it. It was closer to confusion about why nobody out there seemed to be trying very hard at all.
Angel Reese, I mean, oh my God. You play the Angel Reese clip. I mean, the Angel Reese clip. I mean, just terrible. Like, what the hell is that? What is that? Asia Wilson is laughing at her like, how did you even do that? We know you mess up all the time, but how did you muster up that? How did you find a way to do that? Look, issue falls down. I mean, come on, girl.
That is the real cost here, and it goes beyond just one bad night sitting on a calendar somewhere. Every time a casual viewer tunes into something for the first time, they are forming an opinion that sticks with them a lot longer than one broadcast. If that first taste is a sloppy, low-effort exhibition where the final score looks more like a video game glitch than a real competitive basketball game, that opinion does not just disappear once the broadcast cuts to commercial. It follows the league into the next conversation, the next online debate, the next time somebody brings up whether the WNBA product actually holds up against the hype it has been getting. And Clark, of all people, saw this coming before it even happened. The attendance record is real, and it matters. The viewership number is real, and it matters just as much. Clark's individual effort on the floor, the steal, the hustle, the 17 points on a night where most people were coasting, all of that is real too. But good individual numbers sitting inside a genuinely rough team product do not cancel each other out just because one half of the equation looks good on paper. They just sit next to each other, uncomfortably, as proof that one player clearly understood the assignment, while a lot of others treated the biggest stage the league has ever had like a scrimmage nobody needed to sweat through.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime you get to put on your uniform and play in an all-star game, it's really special. And it was kind of a unique experience for myself because I really haven't played in like a true all-star game. Obviously, my rookie year was USA versus all-stars. So Liv came up to me. I asked her if she was excited. And she's like, I'm nervous. I don't know what to expect. I'm like, to be honest, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I didn't play last year. And then obviously the year before was way different. So I think it was just really fun. Obviously, it was a great celebration of the WNBA in 30 years and what we've been able to accomplish. And this crowd tonight was obviously incredible and able to set an attendance record. And anytime you get to play in the United Center, that's really fun.
Nobody needed to sweat through. So here is where this actually leaves the WNBA heading into the rest of the season. And it is worth sitting with for a second instead of just moving on. The audience showed up in numbers this league has genuinely never seen before at an all-star event. The cameras were rolling for more people than ever, on multiple platforms across a full weekend of coverage. And the response from a good chunk of the players on that floor was to give the least competitive, least defended, most one-sided in terms of effort showcase fans have watched in years, right when the stakes for a good first impression were higher than they have ever been. They are spreading because people cannot believe what they watched. And honestly, once something starts trending for that reason, it is a lot harder to walk that story back than most people inside the league seem to think it is.